Hello and welcome back to the Rolls Reports YouTube channel. You're going to hear a bit of giggling in the background during this video because this man's never been on one of these things before and he's absolutely shitting bricks already. But we're joined here by Cammy.
Yeah, right.
It's not, apparently, it's an absolute pleasure to have this lad on because he doesn't like doing Rovers stuff. But we've managed to convince him. A little pull through Ollie here. Nice one, Ollie. But yeah,
Fuck Ollie.
Cammy, come on, lad. Where the Burnley need to improve on after this little run of games that you've been absolutely match fixing so that you beat us.
Well, there you go. You've answered it, mate. We're taking piss. We're just waiting. We're waiting for this perfect moment to come to Rovers, take the piss out. You just win the league there, take you out at playoff spots properly, and just carry on with life.
And I was saying
Simple
this,
as that.
I was saying this in another video. We cannot bring up the Premier League ever again if you guys win the league or he would, because that in itself for any fan, like Tottenham still
I
haven't
think.
Tottenham still haven't forgotten about the fact that Arsenal won the league there. Imagine if you guys win the championship. That's embarrassing.
Well, that's it. See, obviously the Championship is not Premier League. I'm well aware of that. But we are both in the same division fighting for it. So to win whatever when you're in the same division at someone's ground, just but it's not even just winning it there. It's the element of if we win, we kind of really make that playoff spot a lot harder.
But if you beat us, mathematically, it's near enough impossible to get that playoff spot because if Sunderland win their game and Coventry win the rest of their games if we bottle it against you and don't win whatsoever or get a point, if Sunderland and Coventry and Millwall win the rest of their games, then we're out of it. We can't get
Even
playoffs.
WA is still in it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's loads of teams in it still. It's one of them ones where Blackburn could have got themselves out of this situation a long time ago. If we beat Preston, finish that game off, and we beat Coventry, beat Hull, and we got that Huddersfield game. That is what 12 points altogether there. That would put us on the same points with Middlesbrough, if not just above them. We'd have playoff
See,
spot.
realistically, if you'd have seen that Coventry draw out and beaten Huddersfield, do you know what I mean? It'd have been done now. This game wouldn't have been such a worry. But now they've put it on themselves, and I think Vincent Company knows. Like obviously, your manager says he knows what it means. All the fans said it for as soon as he walked in, but that first performance didn't look like he knew what it meant. Kept playing out from the back, silly mistakes, didn't change anything. Had your 3 week break and went straight into Preston again and did the same thing.
Well, this is it. I mean, with JDT, it's one of these ones where there's a lot of Blackburn fans saying that Vincent Kompany's going to try and play the football he's playing right now against other teams, and it's not going to work. Because obviously, you got absolutely obliterated by Man City, right? But Man City beat all the lower league teams 6-0, 7-0, and stuff like that. It's a work in progress. But Blackburn
To be
fans,
fair,
Blackburn fans have no leg to stand on because we consistently try and play this out the back football, and it costs us goals again and again every game.
against City, we did play them as soon as they just put seven past Leipzig in the Champions League knockout game. Manchester United went there this season and conceded six.
Yeah,
It's not an easy place to go, really. And I mean, we've got a terrible record there anyway. So,
You you
but
guys you guys always give them a goal difference. I'm sure there's match fixing going on between you and City because you always give them 5 or 6 a game as well, don't you? Every
oh mate, shut up! Like
but
I was like last 8 games I've been or something, it's like 38-1. It's so, and I tell myself every year I'm not going. Oh, I'm not going City this year, and I still go like a dick.
you can't say no to an away day and a bit of booze, especially when it's only around the corner for you.
No,
But
that's it. So easy to go, and everyone's up for it, and you torture yourself.
but
Fuck
nah,
yeah.
but moving on to who to look out for this game. Obviously, if I'm talking about our Preston game, I mean we didn't deserve to bottle it last minute. I know that Cammy's got his fair share of hatred online for Jobs FC, but I think we'll be up for it. I think we will be up for it, but I'm not confident getting a result. I mean, Blackburn fans are out there saying they're confident for a result. Fair play to you, because I've lost all confidence of a result after watching the Preston and the Coventry game. We can't finish our chances, and we're going to get very few chances against Burnley. And this is what people need to realise. We'll get very few chances, and they'll control the game. If we can't finish the 1 or 2 or 3 chances, we'll get that game. We're not winning. We're not even going to draw or anything unless we manage to keep them from scoring. That's an absolute miracle because we seem to be conceding the unluckiest goals ever out there. It's a hard game, but if I'm pinpointing one player who I think will be able to penetrate that back line of Burnley, I've got to go for Adam Wharton. And I said this before to Cammy, and Cammy went, "Who?" I was like, "Cammy, you're taking the piss, surely." Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton this season, by far, one of the best players under the age of 21. Only Alex Scott, I think, gets close to him from Bristol City, who's absolutely incredible. And rightly so, he's linked to some of the big teams like Manchester City and Liverpool because he is absolutely incredible. But
Linked to Burnley as well, another massive team you need to get in there.
right, well, we're not. I'm talking about massive teams here, not teams who think they're big and they're not. But that could full well change on Tuesday when you win the league at Ewood. But Cammy, if one player to look out for against Rovers, who you think will have an absolutely immense game, who would you say it is?
What, for us or you lot, sorry?
Nah, for you guys, You don't even know any of our players. He had to go online before people. He had to go on Safari and search up Blackburn Rover squad. And he went Thomas Kaminski. And I said one of the best keepers in the league by far. He thinks he's a lot of crap. I mean, this man gets Belgium call-ups and Cammy's sitting there going, who is he? Taking full on piss, this man.
Mate, I'd get a Belgian call if I were Belgium. I swear to God. No, but seriously though, do you know what? Right, forget Burnley for a sec. Do you know one man who does fear me? Now, he's not in favour with a lot of Blackburn lot right now, but Diaz. All it's going to take is for him just to get that tap in, and it's got legendary status. That just generally scares me. Like I'm not even like I just
You
I'm
are
giving him
taking the
so
piss.
much shit, and he's a donkey. But he'll find that weird position, and he's like 6'2", so it's not small, and he'll get that little tap in as there's something, and he'll be a legend. He'll leave the club, and everyone will absolutely love him, and I'll be fucking depressed as fuck.
So
So
basically, what Cammy's saying is he's a secret Brereton Diaz supporter. He's got posters of him at the end of his bed and everything. This lad, he absolutely loves the Chilean maestro. But moving on from people who fear from Blackburn, Burnley. I mean, I couldn't even. You've had a full squad refurbishment. The only player that I know that's played at your team last year, well, the only two is I'm sure Peacock Farrell. Was Peacock Farrell even there last year, or did he just join this
yeah,
year?
yeah, yeah.
Peacock Farrell and Ashley Barnes. That's the only two players I can name, and I can't stand Ashley Barnes, especially after what he did at Turf Moor this season.
I think do you know who I'm hoping, and he come on against QPR, but J Rod
Oh,
Burnley boy knows what it means, and I'm hoping he comes on. He's never played in the fixture neither, and we were injured for turf. That's why we put Barnes up. But I'd play both of them, mate. I don't know, but I think the player personally I think is going to stand out in this kind of game is Manuel Benson for me right now. I think he just scores, and I don't know, he just on that right hand side, mate. I think he's going to cause problems.
Well, I remember Zaruri came on against us just before his Morocco call up, didn't he? And then someone got injured from Morocco, so he got into the World Cup team. But
Yeah,
when he came on against us, I was thinking to myself, or well, I think he might have started actually, but I
yeah, I
remember,
think he does that, Zerora.
yeah, Talk BFC said that he was going to be a standout star, and I went, who's Zarori? Like proper taking the piss, and he absolutely bummed us all game, like he was sending
Well,
everyone to the shop.
Dortmund have started looking into him. They've sent scouts out, and Juventus have interest, which doesn't surprise me because I think he just needs to release the ball a little bit more. But he's both footed. With a player on the wing who can use both feet, you don't know which way he's going to turn, and it's so stressful. See, Benson's more one-footed, but he's only like 5'5", so his center of gravity is so good moving, and he's just an arsehole. I'd hate to play against him.
Well, you signed Zarori for pennies as well, didn't you? Really, you didn't sign him for overly too much, wasn't it? What was it? How much was it in the end?
4 million, I think we're paying for him.
And for the
Four
play
million euros anyway, something like that.
for the play you've got out of him, that's absolutely pennies. And if you can cash in for him already this summer from Dortmund or Juventus for a good 30 mil, all that money you spent in summer on these new players looks like nothing now. You know what I mean? That's absolutely gone out the window
I
completely.
wouldn't want to get rid of him. I'd give him another contract, a higher pay rise, all that bollocks, because he's only on like 7K a week or something daft.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think he's going to be an hard one. And I know. Sky come out with some awful shit. The commentary. I remember Manuel Benson came on for you guys, I can't remember who it was against. When you were live on Sky, and he said, "Oh, when it comes up to the East Lancashire Derby, no, it was when Ryan Edges came on for us. Sorry, when it comes up to the East Lancashire Derby, it would be nice to see Manuel Benson and Ryan Edges on the pitch." And it's awful banter on there, and I can't stand us being on Sky because of it. Because they didn't have a single good word to say about us, and then they pull out the shittest joke out of the book ever, and they do it every time. They don't like us, and I don't get it. I don't get what Sky's problem is against us, but every time we play. Ryan Edges when he tried to chip the keeper. Don't get me wrong, I've absolutely bummed him for it as well. But the commentators would not let it go. Like, you've got 2 more minutes of football to play. Let it go. Let's see where the game finishes first. Last 2 minutes, they weren't even commentating on the game. They were just, oh, Ryan Edges this, Ryan Edges that. I don't know if it's because he's Welsh or if because he plays for Blackburn Rovers. I don't have a fucking clue. But I bet you any money when we play Hughes on Sky, it's going to be, oh, and how much of a brilliant job has Vincent Company done? I mean, it's absolutely
Well,
fantastic, isn't it?
I've said this for next season. Sky Sports are going to milk us if we keep company. It's a golden generation manager. They're gonna like, and obviously our style of play is so much different. But people are just going to love it. They're going to like Sky are just going to be wanking themselves off to it. And I'm not the massive fan of it. I appreciate being appreciated as in perspective of the job company's done at this, that, and the other this year. But sometimes they'll go on about it. So if he were to come up against Gerrard again or Lampard, they'll go, "Oh, look at these, the two golden generation players." Now, basically, like they'll just proper fucking jerk it off, and it is a bit boring.
I mean, it's just classic Sky Sports, though, innit? Do you know what? I can't be asked for it. But what most people are here for, and what most Burnley fans will be here for because of Cammy, but what most Blackburn fans will be shitting themselves for because of me. Score predictions, and what do you think's going to happen in the game? Cammy, I'm going to let you go for it, and let you just have your little 30-minute rant about how you're going to bum us.
Yeah, I think the players know what it means, and I think they just have that quality to turn it on, and I think they will do. And I think these lads know there's a chance to really make history here now. So I really believe it's going to be 4-0. Now, this, right, don't get me wrong, a derby day, anything can happen. This is the prediction, right? This is what I just believe. So it could terribly wrong. We could lose 1-0, we could get shit housed. But I, I don't know if he'll score. Honestly, I genuinely, looking at Diaz, he can't hit a barn door. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he'll be the guy to score if he does, and it'll be a fucking tapping in like the 88th minute, something just because of all that shit I give you is about bottling it, and then we'll bottle it in the last minute. Oh, Jesus. But no, I like to think we'd just run through you, to be honest, and it'd be 4-5-0. Like,
If you lose to us, right, yeah, and let's just say a massive if, right? And I'm not saying this in any way for you to come out with something and be like, oh, you're taking the piss. But a massive if you lose the rest of the games this season and say, isn't it Middlesbrough Sheffield tonight, if I'm right? It was no, it's
yeah, yeah.
was it Middlesbrough Luton? Well, it was one of the big teams playing each other tonight anyway.
I think it's Luton Borough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, it is. You guys could you guys could drop the championship, couldn't you? You guys might not be able to win it if Sheffield win the rest of the games, but obviously a massive if. But go on, if you're saying 4-0, who's scoring?
Off the fucking team. I don't know, mate. I don't. I just think we just run through you. It's just. I personally, I hope J Rod scores and Bashley just to give you lot shit right in front of you. Like
I
just
mean, if Ashley Barnes scores and you win the championship at Ewood, Ashley Barnes forever is a. I mean, he already is a bit of a Burnley icon, isn't he? He's forever a Burnley icon. But I mean, it's just legend status, isn't it? Really, if he scores and you win the league.
already legend status. He already. I mean, just pushing your lot's keeper into net were just good enough for me. Never mind anything else. Because I'll be honest. 2 years ago, I wanted first ones to call him out. Of like, why do we actually have him? He's a League One striker at best. And he's not the most clinical, but it's his work rate this season. He's just been phenomenal.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I'd give him another year, me. Really would have. But I think he wants to go out on a high.
yeah, I think he's an absolute workhorse, isn't he? I think he always has been though. I think he's someone in the Prem who went under the radar massively for the work rate he put in for the team. I think there's some games that he played
Yeah,
that
because we needed goals. We played too defensively and we needed goals, so we didn't appreciate what he was doing up the top.
yeah.
So I do genuinely believe that. But it's yeah, I hope Bashley and J Rod score, but I couldn't give a fuck who scores, to be honest. It's just one of them. I mean, I hope half the fucking team do, to be honest. But you know, I really think we are going to start bumping you. But I tell you what it is, if we're 2-0 up by 60th minute, mate, that stadium is going to be fucking empty as fuck.
There's,
And it's just, I'm going to laugh even more, mate.
there's gonna
But
be
if we lose, oh, Jesus. I'm not bothered about the championship though. Ironically, I said I'd have loved a playoff push, me. Like, I don't know. There's more to it because we've walked the league since January. And it's boring, but I just I don't know. If we were to lose the championship title now, to be honest, I reckon it'd be fair, funny on quiet. Like, it wouldn't be ideal, but it's the whole goal's to go up. But winning
Yeah.
the championship at Ewood, oh, just makes it that much sweeter.
What
So
were
if
you
we didn't go on to
what were
win
you
it, and
saying the other day, Cam? The other day, Cam, you were saying if Blackburn won the championship at Turf Moor, you'd never live it down, would you?
no, 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 not like it would. Oh, it'd be horrible. Like it is something that would generally haunt me. Like I know it sounds dramatic, but if this were the other way around now, I'd be debating if I wanted to go on. Like
And
no, I'd be
that's
dead
the
set
reason we
shitting
won't sell
myself.
out Ewood. The reason we won't sell out Ewood for this clash is because, first of all, our home support. I'm sorry if anyone watching, it's not good. It's not good. We have the one section in the Blackburn end that's good, and anytime we do good, the family stand packs out, the Blackburn end packs out, and then the Riverside just doesn't do anything. And what Blackburn fans, when Blackburn fans say, "Oh, all these Burnley fans have got access to the Riverside," but we don't even sell out the Riverside. So what do you think Burnley fans are going to do? They're going to look at the side we don't pack out in, and they're going to go, "We'll pack it out ourselves." Then, yeah, it's wrong, but we've only got ourselves to blame for giving them the opportunity anyway for not selling it out. If it was Turf Moor, Burnley would have sold out by the time a Blackburn fan could even get their hands on a ticket. Do you know what I
We
mean? That's
did. We
that's the
we
difference,
sold out within about 40 minutes when the derby come up.
and
Like I know the stadium's smaller, but it's smaller for a reason. You know, you
but
lot used to pack that place out.
I do also think, and I hope you agree with me here, Cam. This could create a bit of a debate, but I do think you only sell Turf Moor out when you're on a high. But which team doesn't? Yeah, I mean, which team doesn't sell out the more stadiums? The Emirates for Arsenal. The last
I
couple.
think people are going to remember though. You know, when we come down, we had all this debt and all this problem. Our season tickets weren't cheaper. We sold more season tickets in the last 3 years than we did in the Prem to back the team. Or we had 15,000 season tickets. Like that was the sale. We're not allowed to go higher because you've got to have so many tickets on for sale and stuff. But the fact that we have more season ticket holders than you have average attendance is bad. It's
Yeah,
it pretty. You know, you played Coventry the other day in such a tight clash, and I know it's midweek, and I do sympathise with midweek games because sometimes I'm like, oh fuck this, even though it's only literally around the corner. But I'm like, I can't even be asked. But to not even touch 12K is
yeah.
bad.
It's bad. It's bad. I mean, I went to the Sunderland game yesterday, with the West Brom, and the West Brom's got a full a stadium. I think it was 26K. The Hawthorns is. And they 25K, 25.9 they had there. I mean, that's outrageous, really, for a Sunday game where, Sunderland fans sold out their away end as well. I mean, that's the type of level that Premier League's talking about. We can't go to the Prem, selling 15,000 tickets at home. And let's say that,
Well,
you know,
no, to be fair, if you was to go up, you'd start having more support.
yeah, but no, yeah, exactly. And I think that's what happened with Burnley. But because of this season, how good you've been, I think, everyone's behind it now. But moving away from that anyway, we could talk all day about fucking home support, how shite it is. And then also, we could
Our
talk,
attendance, I mean, our attendances have been good, but our fans have been a bit. This is the problem, all because we've done so well in the league. Like, I got bored that I didn't even go to Preston at home, mate. Do you know how serious that is?
yeah,
Like, not go Preston at home because you're bored. Like, it was just, I knew we'd win, and I was just like, I can find better productive stuff to do.
yeah,
And I missed Wigan because I already knew what was going to happen. I thought, we already know. And everyone said the atmosphere was shit against Wigan. They said it would generally crap. And I'm like, I'm not surprised.
yeah. And I think that's it. I think it's always nice to know you're getting promoted, but then it gets to a point where it's just taking the piss a little bit, and you don't find it enjoyable anymore because it's week in week out batterings. And I think when you get to the Prem, I
I
think.
find tomorrow enjoyable. No, do you know what? I've got a season ticket for next season, and I've said this: the home games are a lot better because the away crowds usually sell out, and it'll always be packed in the Prem.
Yeah,
But it is just Premier League, in it? But it just has that a goal means so much more than it
yeah,
does against like Bristol, and like it just feels so much better, mate. But like
yeah,
our away ends will sell out in the Prem next year because we'll play better football. We'll play more attractive football.
Yeah, I think in a couple of seasons' time you'll establish yourself as a prem team in the mid-table under Vincent Company. It's an hard one to say as a Blackburn fan. I do truly fucking hate saying that as a Blackburn fan, but unfortunately, as a Blackburn fan, you've also got to face the facts. And Burnley are levels above at the minute, and we can only hope that one day the Venkies will pump a bit of money into us and we might get there ourselves. But my
Can
prediction.
I ask you a question? Who would you have if your manager were to leave at the summer? Because I thought about who I'd want if company were to leave. Who would you want to replace?
Are we talking managers who are currently inactive or managers that are also
No,
active?
not active. Yeah, active, active. Anyone with a team, anyone you'd like to see Blackburn go for? I think that's a bit ambitious. That
Yeah, Sean Dyche.
really.
Yeah, I'd love Sean. I'd think that'd be the biggest shithousery ever. Sean Dyche doesn't do it with Everton. Everton go down, and he doesn't want to do the whole thing with them. And then he goes, right, I need to look at a team that I can get up there and back where they belong again. And if I was a manager looking at that project, you'd look straight at Blackburn. You'd think that's a team that should be up there. They're not punching where they should be. I know I'm gonna get a lot of stick for it, but
Are you trying to wind me up?
no, I love him. I think he'd
No,
do.
no, no. I genuinely believe that. I don't think he'd ever go though.
If he did
I
though,
don't.
if he did though, he'd lose all respect from Burnley fans, and I'd fucking love it. I'd be like, get in, Sean Dyche at the wheel, go all the way back to the Prem, get another manager in when we get to the Prem after a couple of seasons of him getting us mid-table, plow it, get us back where we belong.
All right, all right. Someone a bit more realistic who's not on over 100K a week that you won't fork out for.
um,
Because we were paying him 115K a week, you know.
yeah, yeah, because he's that good of a manager for you. That's why.
Well, Everton will be paying him a pretty penny. Blackburn won't fork out more than 50.
I wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't mind Lampard.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Lampard, man.
Wow.
I think with what he did with Derby, you look at Derby now, you think to yourself, obviously they've had the financial trouble, but I think he's a championship. He'll get us playoffs consistently. I don't think we'd ever get out the playoffs, but I think he'd get us playoffs consistently. And I think that after that, we could be going up and then thinking, you know what, well, Frankie's not going to do it in the Prem, move on to someone else.
Yeah, I'd want Michael Duff, me.
What from Barnsley?
Yeah. So obviously he's a Burnley legend himself, but his Cheltenham run, his Barnsley run. I won't mind him, mate. I
He's
think
got,
I
he's
think
done,
it's someone who
you
I'd like to replace.
you said it yourself, didn't you? You said that you were a big fan of him before. I remember we were on TikTok live the other day and you said it, but he's not. I mean, I was at Cheltenham when he was my first year at uni, and when we were
Yeah.
playing Cheltenham, he was there. And what he did to manage to keep Cheltenham in League One, I mean, obviously Cheltenham are still in League One now and doing well, but that's all off Michael Duff's basis of the team he's built. I mean, that's the team he's pushed, and
See, if Joey Barton had done a better job, I don't want Joey. I want a JB back, but I think Duff's a better manager.
oh no, he's unreal. I mean, he turned. I don't know if you know him, but Alfie May he turned Alfie May into a bang average striker to one of League One's top goal scorers. 2 seasons on the run now. He's up there in the top 10 in the scorers there. He'll probably get his move to Cardiff. I know Cardiff are a big fan of him, but unreal job there. And with what he's done with Barnsley, everyone thought, oh, they should be up there, but I don't, we don't fancy him. He's sent them straight back up again, and he up there around about to the playoffs. But I think people really underestimate the size of Blackburn Rovers. I think people need to realise, and as a Burnley fan as well, I think you've got to admit, historic wise, we are a massive club.
Oh
We are.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no doubt about it. You're the biggest team in Lancashire. It's not close really, but it'll soon lose its that Premier League will soon lose its fairy tale attractiveness and whatever you want to call it. Like it
Listen,
will die out eventually.
I was watching a TikTok the other day, right, and it was like top 10 transfers ever, yeah, for someone's club. I think it was Dylan who did it for Spurs, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it for Blackburn. And I looked at it, right? And there's only two players from 2010 onwards that are in the top 10 transfers of all time. The rest are early 2000s and late 90s. I weren't even born then. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't even do a video on it because I was like, we've not even
Must be hard to see though, knowing what we're going through the doors, like when you were like being popped out.
saw it. And I was like, Alan Shearer's up there, Chris Sutton, what someone
Wanker.
else was up there, right? Who I only just remember playing for us, Scott Dan. in 2000, 2011, 2012. And I was like, how the fuck's he up there with one of the top signings we've ever made? And we wonder why we're not up there. You know, our most recent biggest signing, yeah, was Brereton Diaz and Jordan Rhodes, right? That's
That Sam Gallagher.
Gallagher's not in the top 10, no. Gallagher, we got Gallagher for like 2.5 from Southampton, I think it was. And I look at it and I go, we wonder why we don't push playoffs. And I get we have this massive academy, this great academy that's pushing us up and beyond. You know, Ash Phillips the other day got the apprentice award. Again, Cammy was like, who's Ash Phillips? You know what I mean? These players, yeah, they're doing great things, but you know they're not there just yet when the rest of the championship don't know about them yet. Adam Wharton's only just getting the recognition he deserves. You want to get onto the level of the Alex Scotts. I mean, Burnley fans know well, all the championship knows well. When you face Bristol City, the man you want to look out for is Alex Scott because he'll bum you inside and out. He knows how to carry the ball, he knows a pass, and he knows everything. We want to rely on this academy. Well, play them then and play them and push them. Because if we ain't making any big money moves, then we can't just play these players that we got for you know, Sammy Schwanitz, right, was a good example of a cheap deal that worked well. But then you look at Tyler Morton, you look at Leighton Clarkson, you're looking at some of the players we're loaning in, and they're doing absolutely naff
Like
all.
Morton's a bad loan move, like you were saying to me earlier. You know, he's got to play 90% of games and that.
Yeah.
You can't push players through when players have got clauses that ridiculous in the contract.
And we can't even get deals over the line. The Lewis O'Brien and Ethan Brierley deals in January are laughable. You know, Burnley fans bantering us for it. But do you know what? Any championship fan could banter us for it because it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. And the fact that, what, we couldn't get it through because a 30-second late document and someone forgot to put white British male on Ethan Brierley's document. Like, it's just ridiculous. Of course, they're rumours, but if they're true, then that is stupid. But my predictions, I can't predict a loss as much as in my head I am thinking loss. You know, it's bad. You know, Cammy, I'm sure when you went to Man City, you knew you were going to lose, but you can predict a loss. You have to be optimistic, don't you? I think
I
it's.
said 3-1 we were going to lose. I had a bit of hope for a goal, but
I think
got
it.
a whole lot of them in our end. Fuck me.
I don't think we'll score more than one. I don't think we'll score more than one. So I'm going to go 1-1. I'm just going to hope that this, you know, this back four holds out. I can see Cammy smiling and smirking already, but I think it'll be a J Rod or Ashley Barnes. I think they'll go out on a high and, you know, do whatever.
They
Uh,
put the ball with the bastards, innit? Oh, the fucking team did.
and
God, oh, mate. If we
I'm
lose now, I'm well up.
I'm so glad that you didn't beat QPR. You didn't draw with QPR because if you drew, that meant a draw would be enough. So
See,
I'm
but in my head now, like when we lost to Sheffield, a lot of United fans got, a lot of United fans, a lot of Blackburn fans got gassed about it. So, you know, you've just been dick 5-2. And when you're coming to the turf when we've just been pasted 5-2, do you think that's going to work in your favour? Now,
nah,
if we'd have drawn, I think we could have been rumoured to be a bit lazier. Because if we were 1-0 up and you conceded late on or whatever, we'd still have the title at a draw. But
yeah.
I think this will give them that extra push now to start putting 2-3-4 past you. That's why I believe we'll win like 4-0.
Yeah, well, you know, that's
We'll
oh
see though. It's a
put it this
derby
way.
game. It's a funny game.
Put it
But do
this
you know
way.
what? Last game, I thought, wow, they don't get tighter than this. Both at the top of the table, coming into a World Cup break, knowing your team's just lost and you've got to watch a World Cup. And let's be honest, none of us really give that much of a shit about England. To then just, you know, you lot were playing Preston as well. And it was like, I really don't want to lose over this period. And now we can knock you out the playoffs and win the league at your ground. This win for both of us will mean the most. Like the most it's probably really ever meant. Like you lot win. Like fair enough, we can take the piss and go, yeah, but we're already up and you won't win playoffs or whatever. We can say all that. But you've stopped us from winning the league and having our big day out. Not just a big day, it's a big day out. And it's like I just think it has that much more tension. So this is like I won't say Champions League final, but to us what it is. To everyone else, it's just an average game-ish. But we just
I,
this
th-
means everything.
I think as well. I think because you're going to bring so many fans, and there's going to be so many fans in the Riverside. I think the police need to be ready for that. I think a lot of people need to be ready for that. I think that Riverside could get really messy if the result goes in Burley's favour. I
Well,
think
someone was saying to me, do I believe Burnley fans will jump on the pitch? And I said, from the away end, no chance. We won't stand a chance.
but
From
the
the home
Riverside,
side,
yeah,
it could go anywhere. And when all the attention's focused on that, you'll have the away end pushing over for that side then, and it could just get silly, but I genuinely believe there'll be a lot of police. I think the police will know there'll be home end fans. I think that they'll be on. They're not stupid for this fixture. I
I,
mean, last time it went bubbled. I don't know if you went to that away game, but mate, fuck me, it felt like a bubble. You couldn't get near each other at all. It were
they know, but because everyone knows how big the Derby Day is. Everyone knows this is up there, definitely top 10 of English, well, UK derbies without a doubt. Very underrated, very under the radar, and I think because it didn't get played.
proper hatred. It's town hatred. It's
Yeah,
like I were doing a shift a couple of weeks ago, and someone had to come pick me up, and he went, oh, we're just talking about football, and he was saying you're a United fan and that, and I said I'm a Burnley fan, and he went, you fucking dingle. Do you know, like, you could, just because he's from Blackburn, he doesn't even give a shit about Blackburn, but it's a genuine town hatred as well as
yeah.
just football.
It's mad, and I think that the police need to be ready. Everyone needs to be ready. But I think that's a perfect way to end it on. Really, I think everyone's ready for this now. I think Blackburn need to be ready. Burnley will be ready, and that's the difference. I think that's the difference in squad moral at the minute. I think we're coming out there. We don't know what to expect, whereas Burnley fans know exactly what they're expecting. We're either going to get a JDT masterclass or we're going to get a JDT absolute flop. But I've got full trust. Like I said, I think a draw will do us nicely, and I think Cammy on his nice day out. I don't think he's going to the Ewood game, or he might be. I don't want to reveal anything, but I don't think he is going to the game. But yeah, nice one, Cammy, for joining us today, pal.
Take it easy. Oh shit, I've got my phone.
And make sure everyone's likes,
Oh,
subscribe, hit the notifications, and I'll put all Cammy's stuff in the bio. You can go give him shit because I know it'll all be Rovers fans watching. I'll give him a bit of stick. He loves it. He'll reply back to you all, and he'll give it back as well.